Welcome back to the course Forensic Chemistry. So we are again starting with our unit 2 and the topic would be breath analyzer. We will see what is this concept breath analyzer and how it is significant in forensic science. So the basic requisite for understanding this topic better I would say would be our knowledge about alcohol. What is alcohol? Types of alcohol, functional groups which is attached, what are the chemical properties of alcohol, what are the various kinds of tests which are available for the detection of alcohol like ethanol and methanol. These things should be known to the students for understanding this topic in a much better way. So the objective would include the understanding of term breath alcohol testing device. What is the need of such devices? How such devices came into existence, and also the chemistry about this breath analyzer. How does they work and how do they help the law enforcement agencies? Let's start with the introduction now. So we often hear and read about cases of road accident where the driver are charged with drunken driving, and usually a news report claims that the driver's BAC to be much higher than the permissible BAC level. But how do the cops or police officials determine whether the suspected driver is actually legally drunken or not? So the answer would be breath alcohol testing devices. Drivers who can pass sobriety test, that is, they can walk in a line or can touch their nose and still might be violating the permissible level of BAC and may be hazard on the road. So the latest technology is employed by the officials to measure alcohol levels in the blood of the driver, and the breath alcohol testing devices are the key on which many officers in the field rely in order to determine the BAC of the drunken driving suspects. And this is actually a portable device that can determine whether the person being tested is legally drunk or not. It is measures the ratio of vapors of alcohol in exhaled air, which in turn measures by the BAC. Now, need of breath analyzer. So the alcohol intoxication can be really defined by the BAC. But the idea of drawing blood from the vein of the driver of a vehicle so as to determine whether he is drunk or not does not seem to be practical and also time consuming. Urine test as well proved to be equally impractical as blood sampling in the field for the alcohol estimation. This gave rise to a need of such an instrument which could overcome this problem. Breath alcohol testing devices serve a very useful purpose as they use a sample which is easily obtainable along with a rapid and accurate result. Now let's see how does this alcohol works in our body. So the alcohol is absorbed from the mouth, stomach and intestine and finally goes into the bloodstream. As soon as the blood reaches the lung, a part of alcohol moves to the alveoli of the lung. Because alcohol is volatile, BAC is in proportion to the alcohol concentration in the alveolar air, and the breath alcohol testing device measures this alcohol in the alveolar air when exhaled. Instead of taking driver's blood sample to test this level of alcohol in blood, his breath could be analyzed on the spot and the officer can come to know as if there is a valid reason to arrest the driver or not. What is blood alcohol estimation? So there is a direct relation between the alcohol concentration in blood and is related to that in breath. The amount of alcohol contained in this 2100 ml of alveolar air is approximately equals to the amount that is present within 1 ml of blood. So Breath analyzer measures the amount of alcohol present in 1/4 or 1/40th of 1 ml of blood. Hence, the concentration of alcohol in blood can easily be determined. Now, we will see types of breath analyzer. So, there are three major types of breath analyzer, and each of them based on different principles. Regardless of the type, each device has certain components, that is a mouthpiece from where air will be exhaled, a tube-like structure through which the suspect blows, and a chamber for a sample where that blowed air ultimately goes. This is a basic component which will be present in breath analyzer. Now, the alcohol which is present in the breath readily gets dissolved in potassium dichromate and gets oxidized to acetic acid. And in this reaction, as the dichromate ion changes to chromium ion, the color of the solution also changes from brownish orange to green. The degree of the change in color is in proportion to the quantity of alcohol in exhaled air. So the change of this color of dichromate will directly be proportional to the quantity or the amount of alcohol which is present in that particular air. Let's see the chemistry of this breath analyzer. So for determining the quantity of alcohol present in that air, the reacted mixture in the vial is made to compare with the unreacted mixture present in the system of photocell, which generates an electric current that made the needle of meter to deflect from its resting place. During this process of oxidation, the dichromate solution gets destroyed. It is this extent of this destruction which is measured by the breath analyzer and the BAC is determined. Here you can see a chemical equation, and this is how the we can say oxidation of our potassium dichromate occurs. So the chemical equation given below depicts the changes that takes place in the ampule. So in the left side we can see the reactants. We are having K2Cr2O7, which is a major chemical in this breath analyzer. If it reacts with the alcohol, which is ethanol, C2H5OH, and we also have presence of sulfuric acid. So we will get a product in which we can see that your K2SO4 is also forming, CH3COOH is also forming, and water is get released. And the dichromate is converted into its component after the oxidation. And this product depends on the quantity of alcohol which is present in the sample. So the potassium, ethanol, sulfuric, chromium, potassium acetic water, dichromate, acid sulfate, acid from the above chemical equation, it can easily be deduced that there is always a fixed potassium dichromate solution. So this is a very major and important kind of chemical reaction, because these two things we are concluding here. First, that is the presence of ethanol or not, and second, how much amount of ethanol is present. Is it in lower quantity or is it in higher quantity? So we are getting a very reliable kind of result. So this is it for this particular topic, and here are the references. You can go and read more about this topic here. Also, I will be sharing all the reading material for this particular topic. You people can go and read those materials. Thank you and see you in the next class.